Hi, 6th grade team. This is your special education visual content specialist for grades 6 through 8 social studies. Today we're going to be looking at how we can support our students in making thinking visible through the use of explicit strategies in visual analysis. This video is aligned to the 6th grade curriculum in Passport to Social Studies. Here we'll be using SDI in order to engage and provide access to all learners, uphold student IEP goals aligned to expressive language and making connections, and support development of comprehension through the use of visual organizational analysis strategies in order to make thinking visible. Upon your implementation of this strategy, your students will then be able to demonstrate synthesis of shared characteristics of major religions through the use of explicit expressive strategies. One great strategy that is embedded within the Passport to Social Studies curriculum is called the SIGHT strategy. SIGHT is an acronym that stands for Scan, Identify, Guess, Hear, and Talk. This is basically a translation of the concept of visual learning into a concrete pedagogical strategy. This protocol consists of scanning important details, identifying the conflict, guessing the creator's message, hearing the voices, and talking about your observations. This is a visual analysis strategy that helps students connect thinking and expressive language, or connect thinking with expressive language. The SIGHT strategy is great for 3 reasons. One is engagement. It supports visual engagement and reinforces accountability when looking at an image. It also reinforces observation and inference skills as well as critical thinking, and instructors can promote student thinking and monitor understanding. With this SIGHT method, it provides an entry point for all students despite level of prior knowledge or academic gaps. Here we see 2 models of the SIGHT strategy organizer. In Passport to Social Studies, you will see an organizer that looks like this. It is broken up into the acronym itself and provides lines for responses from the students. I like to further differentiate my organizers and make them color-coded, make them more visual, especially if I'm teaching remote. This can also be done if you're teaching in a blended or in-person model as well. So here we see a model of what the screen might look like if your students are using a computer in order to observe the image. I like to center the image in the middle and then take it step by step. While I do this, I also like to implement the I do, we do, you do protocol, which involves me modeling the answering of questions 1 and 2, which are basically like lower level questions, and then together with the students begin to solicit answers for questions 3 and 4, which begin to help the students formulate an inference based on the observations that I had already modeled. And then we finalize by having the students answer the last and final question independently in order to gauge their synthesis of these observations altogether. In Unit 3, Day 17 of the 6th grade curriculum titled Abrahamic Religions, the Lesson 4 Characteristics in Common, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, there is a picture that needs to be analyzed prior to answering the question that would help you understand if the students are able to synthesize the information that has been given to them. This question also taps into their prior knowledge. So prior to answering this question, using the SIGHT modeling strategy, students will be able to tap into that prior knowledge that would then help them make those connections to answer the synthesis question in the end. The question is, what would you consider the most important commonality Judaism, Christianity, and Islam share? And in order to be able to answer this culminating question, they would have to understand what the differences are. And in order to do that, you have to observe the image prior to answering these questions and diving further into the lesson itself. So this is what the site strategy organizer would probably look like if you are using this image. And again, you have this organizer available in the Passport to Social Studies curriculum. And you're most welcome to use this organizer, but I like to break things down a little further, color code them. So here I would present my students with the model of a popular image first, or an image that the students have seen before in a prior unit or at the beginning of the unit, and have them practice answering these questions together. Then I would go into the actual image that we're supposed to be analyzing, and then have them even paired up with a partner or working in a small group in order to then answer these questions in a more independent way to promote student thinking. So some final considerations for the site strategy. This strategy is great for learning stations and for breakout rooms. It's a great way to differentiate. Like I said, you can use the regular organizer, or you can actually take that organizer and differentiate it even more to the needs of your classroom. It allows students to visually process information that will add to their comprehension. So not only are they observing an image, the questions that they need to answer help them build up their understanding of that image and taps into prior knowledge that would then help add to their understanding of the topic. This strategy promotes active and purposeful engagement with the content, and it also makes thinking visual.